A lot of people are wondering why some people would prefer to get into a hotshot setup versus a semi-truck. So if that's something you've been wondering, or if you're trying to figure out which side of the business you want to get into, then this could be for you. Stay tuned and let's get into it. So for me personally, I actually got into hotshot car hauling versus semi-truck out of convenience. I didn't have a CDL when I started, and I already had a pickup truck, so I just had to buy a trailer. I actually had family members that owned a trucking company that ran a semi-truck, and I could have just leased onto them, but I decided I'd rather start my own and just do my own thing rather than leasing on to somebody else. And one thing I noticed, being the guy in the hotshot truck while a family member was in a semi-truck, is when I was running a 3-car trailer, there were a lot of times that he didn't make much more money than I did on a weekly basis. And I think the reason for that is, picking 3 cars, I would pick 3 singles. I would find the 3 best paying cars going to a general area, and I would get those. Whereas with a semi-truck, they want to pick up multiple vehicles at one place. So he might pick up 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. And when you pick up multiple vehicles, same pickup, same drop, the price per mile tends to be less, which actually leads me into booking loads and how to negotiate the best rates and not work super cheap. But that's a topic for a whole nother video. So the one thing that I like about a hotshot versus a semi-truck is if I blow out a trailer tire, generally, unless you have like dual tandems, but generally I can just stop at a Tractor Supply and get a tire already on a rim. Chances are you should already have a spare, but that's a convenient part. Now, if you're out on the road, sometimes it is kind of hard to find parts like wheel bearings, stuff like that. A lot of that you end up having to order it on Amazon, wait for shipping, or order it from a e-trailer. Whereas with a semi-truck, you can usually find a parts place to get your parts, but everything is way more expensive. If I blow out a tire on the truck or trailer, it's going to cost me at the most a couple $100 versus $800 on a semi-truck. Not to mention the services are also cheaper as far as fuel filter, oil changes, stuff like that. As far as insurance, I'm in New York State, so my only option for a hotshot setup was Progressive. So if I were in a semi-truck, not so much that the insurance would be cheaper on the rate, as much as I would have way more options for insurance. So there'd be more competition, which would bring it down a little bit. So in your state, that's going to vary. I don't know how it is in every other state. I know for me in New York, it would be a little cheaper, but then when I add the additional cargo to cover the additional cars, it would end up being about the same. So that's my take on hotshot trucking versus a semi-truck. As always, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Stay safe.